Good morning, everybody. Jump on and say hi. Welcome to another Stand Together. Sunday, stand together. Jump on, give me a good morning, say hi. Hope you're doing well, and welcome to 3 days left. We got 3 days left of this amazingness. We're at 37, I think, 38 now. This is 38. We've got 3 days left, 38, 39, and 40. Hey, jump on, say hi. Who's hanging out today? Who is hanging out today? So many of you guys hanging out today. Who's hanging out? Mandy, Laura. Who else is hanging out? Elsa, Sam. Who else is hanging out today? Pina, Kylie, Kez, Bianca, Nikki. Good morning, Chris. Good morning, Chris. Two Chris's, Mia. Jump on. Good morning. Welcome. Hey, Heidi. How you going? Hey, everybody. Jump on and good morning and welcome to another Stand Together. Hey, we've been standing together, haven't we? We have been standing together. Hey, Mark. How you going? Hey, Eden. How you going? Hey, Cal. How you going? Hey, Yasmin. How you going? Hey, Boris. How you going? Hey. Good morning. Hey, welcome to another Stand Together. Now, what I've decided I'm going to do for these last 3 is share with you I've shared with you a lot, clearly, in the last 40 days. But I thought what I'll do is I'll share with you really the 3 biggest things, lessons, or thoughts or things to remember on your journey of building your LBDX, but also your journey of building your empire, because that's what this is about. That's what I'm about, right? If you ever hung out with me before, why people come and hang out with me is because I'm the guy that talks about multiple businesses and multiple income streams. I'm also the guy that talks about doing that while having your life by design as well, not just bearing your head into making a ton of money and building that one category in your life, but everything else that we get to build as part of our life and creating that life by design. That's what I do, right? So if you love hanging out and you loved hanging out, then by all means DM me if you got any questions on that. There's tons of ways that we help. You know, we've got online programs, face-to-face programs. We actually go in person as well. Oh my gosh, right? That's amazing. You remember live in person, and everything you could ever imagine. So if you need some help to start, build, grow, scale your company, build an empire, let us know. But here's the thing. I've got 3 massive lessons for you in these last few mornings that I've got with you. Let me start with one of my biggest lessons, learnings, distinctions, realizations, revelations. And one of the biggest things that I think for me was a mindset change, and it helped me to create what I wanted after I'd set my goals of what I wanted. And here's what it is. I think too many people ask themselves about what they want, right? They ask themselves what they want. They ask, okay, I want $1 million. I want to lose weight. I want to start 14 companies. I want to have a dozen income streams in every one of those businesses. I want to find a partner. I want to, all these things they ask themselves about in life, you know, and even when it comes to, of course, when it comes to building your empire, and they ask themselves all these questions, right? They're like, what do I want? And how many team members do I want to have? And how much marketing do I want to do? And how much money do I want to make? How many holidays do I want to go on? And all these are really important questions, right? Asking yourself what you want and finding out what you want is a really important part of this whole process, right? But what I always talk about is, here's one thing for me that's the distinction, the difference for me. And one thing that I think about after I think about a goal. So I think about what I want, I think about the goal, then I think about this in my head. I ask myself not just what I want, $1 million, $20 million, businesses and holidays and all this stuff that you want to have. I ask myself, to get what I want, what am I prepared to endure? To get what I want, what am I prepared to endure? Because I will tell you firsthand, if you're doing $100,000 in revenue and you want to do $300,000 in revenue in the next 12 months, you want to 3x, you want to grow your business by 200%, 300%, 300%, then what are you prepared to endure? Because if you want to grow your business from $100,000 a year to $300,000 a year, you're going to have to double your marketing, triple your marketing. You're going to have to double your investment in yourself and your learnings, triple your learning and investment in yourself and your learnings, time and money. You're going to have to maybe hire people you can't afford. You're going to have to do lots of things that you can't afford and you don't have time for. But if you always stop at I can't afford, I don't have time for, then you're never going to get anywhere, because the secret is always this. It's not about what do you want. It's about what are you prepared to endure. What are you prepared to endure to get to where you want to go? What are you prepared to endure to create what you want? Because too many people, they set the idea of what they want and they don't ask themselves what they're prepared to endure. They don't have like a test to see, all right, I want this, but if I had to go and take money out of my home to go invest into marketing, would I be prepared to do that? Would I be prepared to go and ask a friend to work for me for free until I can afford to pay them? Would I be prepared to go and find an investor and give over 25% of my company to raise some capital or sweat equity? They don't ask themselves these questions. They only think about the upside. They think about what do they want. But you've got to ask yourself, what are you prepared to endure? What are you prepared to endure to get what you want to have in your life? What are the things that you're prepared to do? Are you prepared to wake up earlier than you've been? Are you prepared to take 4 steps back before you take any steps forward? Are you prepared to spend before you make? Are you prepared to hire before you can? Are you prepared to run before you've walked? What are you prepared to endure? Because if you're not prepared to endure anything, you're not prepared to endure whatever it takes to get there, because that's the secret, right? You've got to be prepared to endure whatever it's going to take to get there within your own moral and ethical framework, of course. Be prepared to endure whatever it takes within your own moral and ethical framework, your own moral and ethical guidelines. I get that, right? You might not be willing to steal or cheat or whatever, which obviously most of us wouldn't do that to get where we want. But you've got to work out what you want and say, okay, this is what I want. Because we live in such a culture where people, they fantasize this 10x culture. It's you want to 5x your business, you want to 10x your business, you want to 20x your life. But they forget to ask the question, what are you prepared to endure? What are you prepared to endure to do that? I will tell you this, if you're going to double your business of any size, if I take one of my companies from 5 to 10 million, or if I take it from 10 to 20, or from 50 to 100, or from 100 to 200, there's always going to be some broken eggs. There's always going to be some customer issues. There's always going to be some team issues. There's always going to be some money issues. There's always going to be issues. But what are you prepared to endure? What are you prepared to endure? Not what do you want. What are you prepared to endure to get the end result of what you want? Because if you're not prepared to endure whatever it's going to take within your own moral and ethical framework, then you're not going to get there. So ask yourself what you want. Sure, do that. Right? Write down how much money you want. Write down all the things you want to do. Then I got to tell you this. If you're ever going to hang out with me, I'll be one of the people that's going to ask you this and ask you, what are you prepared to endure? And I do. When I go and I hang out with people for multiple days, or if I'm mentoring people online or virtually or face-to-face or over the phone or whatever it may be, however we're doing it these days, because we don't slow down. What are you prepared to endure? I hang out with my EC family. Some of you guys, I know I'm hanging out with you next week, right? And I hang out with my mastermind family next week, and we talk about leadership for 3 days, and we talk about becoming great leaders and all the things that are going to become part of that. What are you prepared to endure? What are you prepared to endure? Are you prepared to turn around to that person in your team who's a fucking idiot and say, stop being a fucking idiot? And they can go, what? I never knew that. I'm not this. I'm not that. I don't like you. I quit. And you go, that's okay. Because you want to know why? You're not the right person for me right now. You're not the right person for me. Or are you prepared to go into your business and say, we need to find 3 times the money because we need to spend it on marketing. Let's go. Because the amount of people I meet that want to grow their business but don't want to go into a business partnership, don't want to do any marketing, don't want to deal with having ATO bills. Well, once you start to make more money, you're probably going to have to owe the ATO a little bit more money. That's how it works. Or the mindset that they've got to have to deal with, or working more hours, or occasionally missing some stuff with their family and friends. What are you prepared to endure? What are you prepared to endure? Don't just tell me what you want. Create your goals. Decide what you want. But listen to me. I got to tell you this. If you don't work this out, you'll always hit a ceiling. If you don't work this out, you'll always hit a ceiling. If you're not prepared to endure whatever it takes to get to where you want to go, then why set such big goals and just fuck yourself over in your life to feel this total disconnect between who you are and where you want to be your whole life? No one wants to feel that way. But listen, my point is this, is that once you decide what you want, you've got to ask yourself what you're prepared to endure. Because if you're not prepared to endure building a personal brand and having people go, you're a fucking idiot, you're a this, you're a that, who are you? Well then, don't build a personal brand, because you have to be prepared to endure that stuff. If Michelle Bridges wants to be worth $60, $70 million and be out there as an amazing female fitness figure in Australia, well, then things happen. And if anything happens your public's not happy with, whether it be right or wrong or indifferent, then she's going to have to cop a whole bunch of stuff. If Janine Ellis goes out there and wants to grow all of her businesses and something goes wrong in her life or in one of her businesses, well, there's going to be things that she has to work on. Or I think even if things don't go right, but there's perceived, we know that the powers that be like to have perceived things that they like to jump on as well. Listen, you got to be prepared to endure whatever it's going to take. You're going to have haters. Let me make you a list. You have to spend money you don't have. You have to hire people you can't afford. You have to fire people that you don't want to have in a business. You're going to have to make massive changes in your business. You're going to have to invest into your business. You're going to have to maybe even sell some stuff. You're going to have to maybe sometimes go into debt. You're going to have fights with your partners. You're going to have to not be the best parent. You're going to have to worry at times. You're going to have stress more than the normal human that works for fucking Joe Blogs down the road for 50 grand a year. You're going to have to do lots of stuff. And if you're not prepared to endure, then bad fucking luck. You're not going to get there. That's the point. So my question for you is, what are you prepared to endure? Don't tell me what you want. If you want to 5x your business, let's 5x it. You want to 10x it? Let's fucking go. You want to make $1 billion? I will show you a roadmap. But what are you prepared to endure to get there? Because if you're not prepared to endure everything it's going to take to get to where you want to go, then all you're doing is you're bullshitting yourself. It's all you're doing. You're bullshitting yourself into what you think you want to have, as opposed to getting real with yourself about what it's going to take to get to where you want to go. Because I got to tell you, over my journey, I've had to endure lots of stuff. I remember one year when we were allowed to travel, I spent 121 days, and I know because I counted, 121 days in hotel rooms in other countries. That was fun. And I did that I think it was the first year of my firstborn being born. Now, it wasn't fun for me, wasn't fun for my family, wasn't fun for my wife, wasn't fun for my kids. But you know what? We had to make the decision that year we had to sacrifice, because I had opportunities to be able to significantly grow my empire. And that was the year. So we did it. And it sucked. Part of it was great. Personally, it sucked. Professionally, it was great. Personally, it sucked. Professionally, it was great. But then the following year, I was away for about 45 days. Then the following year, I was away for about 2 weeks. And the following year, I left the country for 1 day. That was 4 years. 4 years it took to do that, right? To gradient that down. I've had times where I built businesses before, and I have thought everything's going to work out, and I've been left with debt I thought I built businesses before and we thought everything was going to work out. We spent all our money on marketing. I remember one of my earlier businesses, we were like, yes, newspaper advertising is going to work. Let's do this. And we did these 3 spreads, because this is way before Facebook or any social media advertising. We did these three-page spreads in these newspapers in London. We spent all of our money on it, right? We're like, yes, let's go. We made one £25 sale. One. Didn't even pay close for what those ads were worth. But you know what? We kept going. And then eventually that business didn't work. So I went to the next one and the next one and the next one, because sometimes things don't work. Sometimes they do. That's just fucking life. But if you're not prepared to endure whatever it's going to take to get to what you want, if you're not prepared to endure whatever it's going to take to get to what you want, you're not going to get there. Does that make sense? You're not going to get there. So, 3 major lessons I'm going to share with you, right? Here's one of them, and it's what I've been sharing with you so far today. Don't just ask yourself what you want. You need to also ask yourself what you're prepared to endure. So the next time someone says, go on, 5x your business, 10x your business, 20x your business, 1000x your life, say to yourself, yes, awesome. Am I prepared to do what it's going to take to get there? Because if your answer is going to be no, well then move the fuck on, go work somewhere else, drop the business dream, or just stay where you are. If you know how to do the square dance, then just keep fucking square dancing. Don't do any break dancing. Don't go out there and do anything fancy. Don't learn any new skills. Just keep doing that little square shuffle that you know all the time. Because if you're not prepared to learn something new, make an ass of yourself, and try and learn something new and try and build yourself, then you're not going to be prepared to endure learning any new dancing, let alone learning how to be able to grow your business. So, ask yourself what you want, tick. Then ask yourself what you're prepared to endure. Every single time I do it for myself, I'm always asking myself the same thing: what I'm prepared to endure. Then once I know what I'm prepared to endure, I know what I'm not prepared to endure. And then it's done. Then you know. That is one of the biggest things I've understood about working out, about changing your life in general. Because you know what? The truth is that almost whatever you want to have in your life, you can have if you just get the right people around you, prepared to invest time, energy, effort, and resources into that thing, and then take massive and immediate action. You can have almost anything you want. You want to run a marathon, you want to be as big as Arnold Schwarzenegger, size-wise that is, or, celebrity. You want to be an actor, you want to grow 25 businesses. Well, you just yes to all of that, but you've got to be prepared to endure whatever it's going to take to get there. That's it. That's the one. Go kick some butt. I need to make some pancakes. Those lemons are waiting for me. Look at those lemons. Picked, fresh, still attached to that branch. Oh, they're all come off now. I can juggle these, by the way. Look how good this lemon looks. Fresh from the tree. Looks like it's been bitten. This one's a bit worse for wear. Time for me to go and do my thing. I made this yesterday, by the way. Do you want to see a cake that I made with my daughter and my son? I made this yesterday. LBDX. Check this cake out. Look at that. Look what we put on top of it. Look at that. They're bees. We gave half to our neighbour. We're very neighbourly. It's a nice tea cake. We made it. We also built some flower boxes outside and some other fun stuff. Hey, what are you prepared to endure? That's what this is about. Much love. Kick some butt. Time for me to go out there and make some pancakes. Pancake time. I'll see you guys tomorrow for our second last time. Go share this message while you can. Let's get it out there. And tomorrow and the next day, I've got some pretty big things to share with you to finish off what has been an epic, almost 40 days hanging out with you all. I hope standing together is really be helping you, by the way, too, to be able to get through the challenges and to get yourself focused on where you want to go. Till then, you're going to live a life. You may live a life by design and not by default. Go out there and crush it. But as you're crushing it, remember, ask yourself the question, what are you prepared to endure? See you tomorrow.